Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Unprofessional Breakdown. And I got my good friend here, Troy Worthen. Thank you so much for coming through, man. How are you doing, bro?
Hello. It's all good, man. I'm perfect. Just in training camp, so I'm working every day. But had a nice Sunday today out on a boat, just relaxing and trying to chill before another hard week.
Yeah, man, it was a beautiful day up here in Central Florida. I can imagine what the weather was like down there. It's a little windy, but
It was a little cold. I'm
beautiful
not gonna
day.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little cold on the boat, but you can't turn down a day on the yacht. So
You absolutely can. A day on the yacht. Look at that. I need your friends, and your wife's friends. You know what I'm saying? Get on the yacht and just lounge and stuff on a yacht.
Just lucky. Trust me, I'm not in that lifestyle yet. I just got lucky.
That's dope. But last night, there was a big fight, Blachowicz versus Adesanya. Real quick, man, what are your thoughts on that? Who did you have winning what rounds, and just overall thoughts on that fight? That fight was, was pretty decent.
Man, I always commend people that take risks. This sport is hard, man. And to challenge yourself like that, to take a risk like that when you don't have to, you're the undefeated guy. You can just stay in your division and keep smashing people and cashing paychecks. So, more power to Adesanya. Like, I think his stock goes up regardless of how that fight went. And, I appreciate guys like that are willing to step outside their comfort zone. So, good on him. I thought he was going to end up controlling the distance, doing his thing, picking Jan apart on the feet and winning a decision, possibly getting a stoppage if he caught something clean. But I was always, worried that the size, Jan could wrestle him down. He's a legit black belt. So if he could get on him and wear him down, then he could slow him down a bit, which he ended up doing the later rounds. But, Jan actually did a lot better on the feet than I thought he was going to do. He was biting a lot of feints, but he wasn't getting caught out of position a lot. So, Jan showed up, and there's weight classes for a reason. I don't know if the weight was too much of an issue. Maybe Jan's just better than we all give him credit for. He seems to prove us wrong every single time. But, some people are mad that it's a little bit of a boring fight, but at that level, you just got to let these guys do their thing. I'm a fan of the technique. I like the gamesmanship that was in there. So, super surprised. I thought Israel was going to kind of walk through that fight technically, but good on Jan, and he cashed that underdog money for all those bettors out there. So whoever bet that did.
I didn't think Adesanya was going to cruise because weight's a factor, no matter what. He has fought at 200 pounds before when kickboxing, but this is a different beast with little gloves like that. Jan he's an animal. I didn't think he was gonna walk through him. I really didn't pick who was gonna win. Obviously I root for Israel because I'm a big fan of his, but Jan he's a monster. So I think Israel did what we all expected, keeping the distance. But as the rounds came about, later rounds, he was getting touched, man, and I was afraid that Jan was gonna land one of those crazy punches coming in and get him because he just has that Polish power, right?
Yeah.
But I was surprised that he didn't wrestle him early on. He waited last minute to wrestle him.
Like I said, man, he didn't really impose the grappling game plan until later in the fight. I think he won some rounds on the feet, which was the most impressive thing to me. That was what caught me off guard. I was like, if Jan gets on top and smashes him, then I see him winning the fight. But I didn't really have an option in my head where he was going to win a whole striking round. So that was super impressive. I don't know how you feel about it. There was something, maybe it was the size, maybe it was the tension, but, I've seen Israel do hard rounds with guys like Kelvin Gastelum for 5 rounds. It didn't seem like he was exhausted. And when Jan took him down, it seemed like he just did not have the energy to get back up. He was not willing to put that effort in to get back up.
Yeah, so he didn't want to scramble, and get tired. And, it took a toll on him. Having a guy like that, Jan was probably that night, yesterday, he was 220 maybe?
Yeah, 220, 225 probably.
Yeah, and Israel was maybe 206, maybe 208, right? He doesn't cut.
Israel's probably what he weighed in at. I think he was probably 200 pounds.
200 pounds?
Yeah.
You're right. You said it best, man. There's weight divisions for a reason, but props to him. He stepped up. A lot of guys don't do that, especially at that caliber. Jan is not a slouch, bro, and hopefully he gets to fight Glover next. And that'll be a good fight. Yeah. It's going to be a while. But that'll be a good fight there. I was entertained. I'm a fight fan. I love watching fights, man. So a lot of people are just regular fans. They don't really know. They expect big punches and knockouts and all that stuff. But You know, us, we like watching the hand fighting. You know, the fights on the inside, the cage, the control, like all that stuff. So it was a good fight.
I will say, I mean, I am a fan when they go for it a little bit more. Like in the fourth and fifth round, I think one of those guys could have put their heart on the shield a little bit more. But, you know, if Jan's on top, why take the extra risk? It's kind of on Izzy to get back to his feet and take the risk to get there. So I would have liked to see someone, you know, risk it for the biscuit at the end. But at the same time, at that level, you can't fault those guys.
And Jan complimented his Israel's guard. You know, all that training at Atos.
Yeah, I don't know if I go so far to compliment his guard when you got like real black belts in that division, but he didn't get stopped. He didn't get stopped, so
he didn't get stopped, man. And I feel like he got fatigued at the end. You know, it seemed like Jan didn't want to advance till the very end, like the last 5 seconds. That's when he got the mount, right? But like he was just hanging out in half guard, but he wasn't really throwing like elbows. He was just wearing him down. I feel like he should have done that from the beginning. Maybe he could have gotten a late stoppage. Yeah, but who knows, right?
He played it safe a little bit. You know, he sat in half guard. It's very easy to hold someone down there. So if I don't advance, I don't give him a chance to scramble. But the negative side of that is the fans are going to be upset the fact that you just hung on to a win. So, I mean, did he gain fans from the way he won that? No. But did he keep that W and make sure that he got that full paycheck? Yes. So, I mean, it's risk versus reward, and I think he probably took the right option there.
Yeah, man, I think it was a good fight. Just want to segue on to, you know, Combat Night has a big event, you know, on this Saturday coming up, the 13th.
Shout out
a lot of Combat Night. I rock the jacket almost every day. I rock the jacket. But the cool thing about Combat Night, there's two cool things that they're doing. They're doing the first ever press conference, which is something that I've been, you know, putting in Mitch's ear. And he has been listening. You know, sometimes you feel like you're talking to Mitch and he's just texting, right? But he's listening. The motherfucker's listening.
That's a busy man.
You know him more than me. You live with him, right? So, and the press conference and also the betting. So you're more into the betting aspect of that. And I guess there's like, what is it? There's the underdogs and there's favorites. And I just want to name a few guys here. Like for example, there's a big fight right here. Miles Amos, the Black Santa, they call him. He's a plus 115 versus Val Woodburn, who's a minus 180.
Val the animal, man.
That guy.
I don't know too much about Miles Amos. I think he's a jungle product. I do know a little bit. I've been around him maybe sometimes, but I have spent a lot of time in the room with Val, so I'm a little bit biased there. But, you know, at negative 180, it's not bad odds. I think Val's a killer. Honestly, I wish there was prop bets so you could take like an inside the distance to get a little bit better odds there, because those guys are going to go in there and bang, and I don't see that going for the full 3 rounds. But, I mean, I think there is value to take Val there if you're willing to take the negative money. I don't know too much about Miles Amos, but I don't think I'm taking the underdog money there. It's appealing to try and bet 10 and win 11.50, but I think I'd stay away from that one if you're not going to take the favorite there.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a great fight. There's a lot of great fights, man. A lot of names that, you know, old Combat Night OGs. Like another one that's pretty cool is Rory Every. He's a plus 115 versus William Sizemore, who's a minus 180. You know, those guys we know for a long time, you know, back in the day. And they're fighting each other. That's a great matchup. But what do you think about those odds there?
Number one, I don't know how to. I would just put even on both of those guys because it's hard. That neither of them have competed super often. They're both like coming off long layoffs. It's hard to tell what's going to happen. They both have very long body types. That fight, that's worth the price of admission alone for me, just because those guys were amateurs when I was an amateur. We were all holding amateur belts around Florida at the same time. We all we're trying to fight each other probably in 2014, 2015 time. So I'm interested in seeing that one. Those guys are definitely OGs of Florida mixed martial arts in general. You know, life has brought them different ways, and they started coaching and doing other things and took the spotlight off their own careers, but seems like they're both back and focused and they want to take another shot at it. So super excited to see those guys fight. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be commentating.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not personally betting on that fight just because of the fact that, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I just think I'm going to lose my money either way on that. Whatever way I go, no one's a big enough favorite or a big enough underdog to really make it appealing to me to put a bet on that. But if you guys are interested in betting on that, make sure you check out the Fight to Win bet at gmail.com to get a account set up. If you're risking it, if your boys are friends with Rory or know something on the inside at plus money, maybe you check that out. But I'm just going to be a fan in the stands on that one.
So there's another one I want to talk about, two more real quick, because there's a long list here. It's great, and I'll post it up. But there's one more. So Anthony Reddick, who's a plus 125 versus Steven Kozlow, who's a minus 250.
The pillow, man. I've trained with Steven quite a bit, and I was actually supposed to fight Anthony Reddick for my third pro fight long time ago. He actually ended up pulling out like a week and a half out. I don't remember what the reason was, but I remember the fact that he was the tallest bantamweight in the entire world at the time. I think he's either 6'3" or 6'4" at bantamweight, which is insane.
Wow. That's huge, man. That's tall. That's very tall.
When I was training for the fight, I was training with like lightweights to try and get someone that was that tall to train with. It was ridiculous. So, I mean, that poses some issues. And getting him at plus money, maybe you take the shot on that underdog there just because of the crazy size advantage. He's going to have the reach. He's going to be able to do a lot of very awkward things. Steven Kozlow, we all know, is a killer. He's a Combat Night OG and great grappler. But can he close the distance? Can he get past those long legs and arms and safely get the takedown and implement his game plan? I don't know. Kozlow's my boy, but at minus 250, maybe you do something like a parlay with him and Valentin Woodburn to get maybe even odds on that if you really want to play those guys. Other than that, taking Anthony Reddick at plus 125 just because of his attributes, maybe that might be the play. Steven's probably going to want to punch me in the face for that because – but just from the betting perspective, that might be the smart play there. At minus 250, you're going to have to put down a lot of money. I mean, that means you have to bet $250 to win 100 back. That's pretty risky.
And that caught my attention. And I'm not big into betting, so this is a perfect conversation to have with you because I know quite a few guys like you and my boy L and Mitch. They love to bet like on UFC fights and one championship fights. But that stood out to me because minus 250. That's big. That's big right there. And I mean, from what I know.
Whoever made the odds has a lot of faith in Kozlow, and as do I. That's my boy. He gets that.
It's gonna be a great scrap. But another one that I want to bring up, and the reason why is because both of these guys are gonna make their pro debut, but they're also Combat Night OGs, right? We got Eli Ramirez, who's a minus 130, versus Nick McCarthy, who's a minus 130. But these two guys are studs. I've seen them both fights many times, and the fact that they're fighting each other as their pro debut. That's a great matchup. That's an awesome matchup right there, man. And I can understand those right there. They're both minus 130, So that's an even and on paper it's evenly matched in my opinion. I'm really excited for that fight. That's a real good fight, and I cannot wait for that fight. But what do you think about that? They're both minus 130.
I think the line's probably pretty accurate there. I mean, they both have good amount of amateur fights, both pretty decent records, and it's a debut. This isn't amateurs anymore, and you don't really know what the difference in not having shin guards, adding the elbows, adding the knees to the face, 5-minute rounds versus 3-minute rounds. You don't know what all those things are going to do to change how the fight plays out. You don't know how they perform under those different variables. So, putting them both at even odds, not giving someone a huge favorite is probably a smart play by the odds maker just because those are intangibles that we don't know until we see them fight as a pro. I spent a lot of time with Eli Ramirez on the mat a few years back, but we've trained quite a bit back when we used to all train in Orlando. So, I'm probably leaning that way. I would go with him at even money. but Nick McCarty's a gangster too. So top to bottom, this card is full of bangers. Combat Night's bringing the heat. Like, these cards compete with any UFC card. And I'm not just saying that because I come from a Combat Night background. Like, these are fun cards. I'm making the trip up to Orlando to come watch that.
Oh, so you coming up? That's great. And they just announced Austin Lane versus Brad Taylor.
Austin Lane versus Brad Taylor that's a crazy fight too. If you're a Florida,
that's insane, man.
And as much as I love Austin Lane at -350 there, I'm staying away from that fight as well because I don't have 350 just to throw to win $100. But the big thing about adding these odds, even though it's just a regional event, they do have online that you can buy the pay-per-view and watch the stream, right? So if you can't even make it to the fight, and when you bet on a fight, even if it's $1, it gets you a little more invested. So if you buy that stream and you throw $10, $15 into the betting, you're invested in that. You want to see your guy win a little bit more because now you have a chance of winning.
Absolutely.
So, even if you're not trying to win crazy money, I do it. I throw some money on my boys and stuff like that just because you're a little bit more invested. Now it's your dollars in that, not just your feelings. So, I would say if you guys plan on watching this, getting the stream or being there live, make an account with Fight to Win Bet and, throw maybe $10, $15 in the account and make some fun bets. I think maybe if you want to try and get some value out of these favorites, maybe, Valentine Woodburn. We didn't talk about it. Angel Mercado is at plus money there, which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
Get him as an underdog and throw that in a parlay with Steven Kozlow, and now you're talking about making some real money. So definitely, if you guys are interested, check out the Fight to Win Bet at gmail.com and check out Combat Night. Yeah.
So Fight to Win. That's FTW Bet at gmail.com to go and set your account up. It's real simple. It doesn't get any more simple than that right there. Again, it's FTWBET at gmail.com and set up the account. It's going to be a night of crazy, great fights. I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait for the press conference. I'm going to be there. I'm going to literally fly after work and just go, because I want to be a part of that. It's going to be the first time that they hold a press conference, so I'm excited for that there. The weigh-ins, just the whole event. I'll see you at the event. What was that?
Are you hosting it?
No, not that I'm aware of. No, not that I'm aware. I'm gonna be there, but I'm not hosting it.
Man, why aren't you not? Who's hosting it?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we get there. But it's gonna be dope. I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be dope. If they want to give me a mic, then I'll host it. You know me. I'm not afraid to speak to a crowd. So it's gonna be great, man. And I just can't. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. But to you, man, you got a fight coming up, right?
Absolutely. Coming up here real soon.
April 21st? Yeah,
it'll be showing on Bleacher Report. I believe I'm on the undercard. So the main card will be on TNT Live on a Wednesday night in the United States, being shown on TNT. So now One Championship will be shown on prime time in the United States for all the American fans to catch up. But I believe I'm on the undercard, which will be shown on the Bleacher Report, which everybody can get through the app or through BleacherReport.com. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I've been training my ass off. I'm ready to get back in the win column. I got another ranked opponent. I'm fighting the number 5 guy in One Championship. So, get another shot at top 5, and I'm ready to go.
That's awesome, man. You recently moved. You relocated to – well, I'm glad that you're back in the U.S., and I'm glad that you're back in Florida. You relocated to South Florida. How's that been going for you, man?
It's cool to be back in Florida and have my friends around. It was a 26-hour flight away for a long time there, so it wasn't so easy to come see everybody. But now it's just a few-hour drive from South Florida back to Orlando, and I'm making new friends here in South Florida too, so they're even closer. But it's different getting adjusted back to the United States just because it's so different from living in Asia. But I'm feeling at home finally again. And now having a full 6 months at Sanford, really get invested into the system, and everybody's starting to click together. So I feel like this is my first real fight with Sanford MMA. Last time I was a little bit rushed. I landed, I got to the gym, and I just wanted to fight. So I just took a fight, and I was ready to go. Didn't really have time to settle in. And this will be my first one really showing what I've been working on at Sanford MMA. So I'm excited. You know, I'm fighting a killer. Shuyi Kamikuba, I believe, is 5-0 in one championship. So it's no easy task. I haven't had an easy fight yet in one championship. I'm not getting any easy guys. Half of my opponents are either undefeated or only had one loss in one championship. And I handed most of them their first losses. So, you know, I'm looking forward to just going out there and really displaying my skill set, because my last fight, I just feel like it wasn't me. You know, it was an okay performance. I know the guy that I fought is super high level. I know he's ranked number 4. I know all these things, but it just wasn't me. I think if I show up fully, I finish that guy. So now I'm looking forward to going out there and showing everybody what I really can do against the best guys in the world.
And that's and I love that, man, because, you know, a lot of guys, like, you know, they go to these companies and they kind of build them up, but you're right in there, bro. You're fighting these tough guys, you know, number 4, number 5. And I mean, you're doing everything you need to do to get to the next level. And I think you going over to Sanford MMA can help you excel to the next level. I really think that's a great gym. You know, they have a lot of, what do you say? They have a lot of momentum right now in MMA.
The gym's full of killers. There's no easy days.
Yeah.
There's no easy days. You're getting rounds with world champions every day. You're not going to go in and win every single round. You're not going in there to like build your ego. You're going in there to work your ass off and earn your spot. So, I mean, if people want to come try out Sanford, come, but be prepared. Your ego is going to get hurt.
And it's good for you because you're not the only guy that's signed with one championship that is at Sanford. There's a couple of guys over there. This was it the middleweight champ? Is he there?
Yeah, middleweight, heavyweight. I think the middleweight belt is the one he just lost, or light heavyweight.
Yeah, he lost one of them. Yeah,
but he's gonna go get that back. That was
absolutely.
Trust me, Angla is hungry. He's training. He'll get that back. One of my main training partners, Martin Nguyen. He was the featherweight champ. He was also a lightweight champ at one time. He fought for the bantamweight belt. So, you know, I have guys like him. Another teammate of ours that signed to one, TL Tong. You know, we have killers all the way through, man. It's no easy days. And I'm working with them every single day. And trust me, we will hold the majority of the belts in one championship by the end of the year.
I believe that, man. But I think that's pretty cool that you have guys that are in the same organization fighting with you, because, you know, the scheduling is different over there and all that. So you kind of get an idea and get acclimated to each other and all that. So that's pretty awesome, man. I dig that, man. But
nice.
yo, how's marriage like treating you so far, man?
It's good, man. She's over there right behind me right now on the couch, relaxing. So we just had a good Sunday relaxing, and, you know, she keeps me grounded. So I have something to come home to every day. Hard days at the gym and making sure we're grinding and growing together.
And that's what it's all about, man. You know, our better half, they keep us on check, or at least they should, you know. And I know she does. I know she keeps you on check. My wife keeps me on check. Yeah, my wife is Colombian, you know, but the Latinos, man, they keep us on check, man. They tell us what it is, man, and you know, we're grateful for that. So that's awesome, man, and that's pretty cool, man. I dig that, and she's awesome, and I know she's right there. Is she still training?
Right now she's not training. She's been working a lot, man, long hours. Okay. But starting a new job tomorrow, actually. So
cool! Congratulations.
I'll probably go check out some gyms and start inching her way back into some jiu-jitsu or something.
Awesome, man. Good stuff. But Troy, man, I'm excited. I didn't know you were gonna come up this weekend, and I'm excited that you're coming up. Can't wait to see you. Thanks for coming on my show, man, the Unprofessional Breakdown.
Thank you. And this is the fastest growing short show in sports entertainment, man.
Well, thank you. Yo, Troy, you have a good night. Say what's up to the wife. Thank you for coming on, man. Peace out.
Absolutely, Lou. Thank you, bro. Have a good night, guys. Tell Daniela I said what's up.
Yeah.